Hello and welcome, Fit Body Bootcamp ladies. My name is Tiffany Reed, and this is Stephanie Summerall from Fit Body Bootcamps, and we're going to talk to you today about the 30-day to healthy living and beyond. And my background is actually in nursing, and I do Arbonne because it allowed me to replace my nursing income so that I can live my life a lot more flexibility.
And I do Arbonne because it gives my family financially the choice to put our family first.
Okay, we're going to talk today about how to go through this. So what exactly is this program? Well, what it's not is it's definitely not a fad diet or counting calories. And even though it's not really a weight loss program, that's often a side effect of what happens through eating clean and learning how to be healthy. It's a guided lifestyle change, and it's actually an education program that will empower you and your family to be able to know what to do and how our food supply has changed in the last 20 years. It's all over Facebook, so we'll have a private Facebook group that you'll have a leader that's assigned to you that can be your coach and be your support group if you've got questions. We have weekly meal plans and shopping lists, and if you're local, your consultant usually will take you to the grocery store and teach you how to read labels and how to overcome marketing, because sometimes it's very confusing, and that's one of the best benefits of this program. So what's going on with our health? In the last probably 20 years, our food supply has changed considerably, and we are one of the most overfed and undernourished nations in the whole world, and there are a lot of health problems that are cropping up because of those things. Genetic modification started in 1995, and it's actually where they take the DNA of a plant and now animals, and they change it in the lab to do something that is supposed to be better for the organism or for the industry. And the problem is that it's causing us problems. And the government actually pays two kinds of farmers to grow crops. It's corn farmers and soy. And almost all of it is genetically modified, so we have way too much. And that's what we feed our livestock, and that's what they're feeding us. And that is one of the big root problems. And for example, corn, when they have too much corn, that's what they make ethanol and gasoline. We didn't used to have that. So that's just one example of why we have so much of that going on.
And then addressing our toxin load. Toxins are anything entering our body that we cannot use as fuel. They come in through our food, air, water, and skin, and personal care products are a huge source of toxins because the industry isn't regulated. When your body needs to detox, you may have some of the following symptoms: low energy, brain fog or frequent headaches, sugar cravings, constipation, the list goes on. Detoxing is so important to healthy weight loss because excess toxins are actually stored in our fat cells.
How that works too is when people try to lose weight without addressing their toxin load, they actually become very toxin dense, and there's a biological reason why their weight will rebound. When you address your toxin load, there's actually a lot of times people's fat cells will release because your body doesn't need that storage anymore. Okay, so this is how we do it. We do it in 3 stages. We teach you to eat clean, that's the first one. We teach you to eliminate allergenic, addictive, and acidic foods, and then we help you replace. So clean eating is the first step. We teach you how to purchase meats correctly. We teach you how to do produce, like what to buy organic and what you can save your money on by buying conventional, which is what they call food that is not organic. Just for example, in the meat industry, and we have you watch a lot of documentaries in this process too, but Food Inc. talks about the meat industry in our country, and cattle, actually they were feeding it grains because remember we have too many grains in this country, and there's not enough grass to feed all the cattle that they're producing. And so the cows actually made a new form of E. coli in their stomach trying to break down the grains, and it was contaminating the meat and it was killing people. So their solution to that problem was to rinse the ground meats in ammonia and to re-dye it and sell it at the store. So that's just one little part of our food industry, what's going on. So we teach you how to buy chicken and fish and eggs, what good carbohydrates you can have that will help keep your blood sugar steady, and what good fats you can have too, and what to avoid.
And then we eliminate acidic foods and addictive foods. So Balancing your pH. The food we eat is either acidic or alkaline. Acidic foods lead to inflammation, which is the basis for disease. Bacteria, viruses, and cancer cells actually thrive in an acidic environment, and most acidic foods are man-made. Alkaline foods starve out the disease process and create an anti-inflammatory environment. And then we balance your blood sugar. So simple carbs and sugar spike our blood sugar. As Americans, our bodies actually overproduce insulin because of our incredible sugar consumption, which causes a blood sugar roller coaster all day long, making us cranky and wanting to snack, feel tired, etc. Blood sugar spikes also cause inflammation, and there are sugars you can have, but they are slower burning sugars.
Okay, so we're going to talk about which foods we eliminate. First thing that we eliminate is refined sugar. We're not going to talk about that a ton because we just did and we understand why it's bad. But there are some slower burning sugars that you can have. You just have to have the right ones. Artificial sweeteners. Now this is one of the things that people feel like they're doing themselves a favor, and honestly these are much worse for your system and for your body. They're known to be linked to 90 different medical conditions. Examples are headaches, migraines, seizures, joint pain, depression, and fibromyalgia. And we use stevia, which is a natural leaf sweetener. Okay, processed foods. That, of course, is kind of a no-brainer as well. We understand why processed food isn't good for us. But dairy, on the other hand, is a big deal. And I didn't do this program for a year and a half because I was so skeptical and because I loved cheese. But here's the skinny on dairy. First of all, it's highly acidic, and we're taught as a society that we need milk for calcium, but the countries that have some of the highest dairy consumption rates also have the highest osteoporosis rates. And we're the only species of anything that drinks milk after infancy. So there's a lot of reasons that we've been taught to do dairy, and it's not necessarily all true. It's very inflammatory on your intestinal system. There are certain levels of pus that are actually permitted in milk. And depending on what state you live in, the levels are different for different states. Like California has a lower level that you have to have in your milk. So it's really pretty gross. So we do a lot of almond milk or coconut milk.
And then whey, which in the fitness industry, we're all trained to believe that whey is the way we should go as far as our protein and our supplements. The whey is actually a derivative of dairy, and it's highly processed and acidic. The Mayo Clinic actually says whey may cause abnormal heart rhythms, changes in cholesterol levels, headache, increased diabetes risk, increased fracture or osteoporosis risk, kidney infection, liver disease, stomach or intestinal symptoms, there's a whole list of those, and thirst. And then the next one we eliminate is gluten. Gluten is that sticky part of the protein found in wheat, and wheat is crossbred, and so we've produced wheat with much higher levels of gluten. A high percentage of the population has some sort of intolerance to gluten as well, and it causes pot belly and has been linked to focus issues, migraines, ADHD, and asthma. The book Wheat Belly states 2 slices of wheat bread spikes your blood sugar higher than a Snickers bar. And then soy is highly processed and over 90% genetically modified. It's also very acidic and has phytoestrogens that mimic the effect of female hormones in your system. Coffee and alcohol. Coffee is highly acidic, addictive, microfungus, and alcohol has sugar, gluten, and is basically putting poison into your body. And then peanuts, corn, and potatoes. Peanuts is the only nut you can't have on this. It's more of a legume than it is a nut. It's actually grown underground, has micromolds, and it's a high allergen. Corn is highly genetically modified and turns to sugar almost instantly when it reaches your bloodstream. And then potatoes are sprayed with chemicals to decrease sprouting. So we obviously don't want to eat those.
Right. And just don't panic yet, because we're going to help you through this process. First of all, why Arbonne? Why there's so many supplements that are out there? Why would we even need a supplement? And I'll tell you why. First of all is because most people that try to learn how to eat clean on their own, first of all, it's exhausting. There's a lot of information that's out there, and there's a lot of grocery shopping and food prep that is part of that process. And most of us are just simply too busy to make that conversion of what we know we need to do and what we actually put into practice in our families come together. So that is where this is the easy button. And this is where when you're learning this is the part that you don't have to think about. So Arbonne is a European-based company. That's where our research and development labs are. So everything is to European standards, which are completely different than anything that's made here in our country or developed here in our country. Okay, so this is how we get through the day. If you are looking for weight loss, we have you do 2 protein shakes a day. If you're not, if you're just wanting to do weight maintenance, you just do 1. And these are vegan protein shakes. They're made out of pea, brown rice, and cranberry protein. That's 20 grams of vegan protein. The chocolate one tastes like brownie batter, and the vanilla one tastes kind of like cake batter. But you can mix them just with water, or you can get fancy with them if you want to, but they're delicious. Now, how to do without coffee, alcohol, and pop are the fizz sticks. So the energy fizz sticks, they come in pomegranate and citrus. You can have 1 to 3, up to 3 per day. It helps break the caffeine addictions. There is some natural caffeine that's inside of them. B vitamins are, and the natural sources of our caffeine are guarana and green tea. It's actually alkaline forming, which is super important because of what Stephanie said earlier about pH. And it helps suppress your appetite, boost your metabolism, increase your energy, focus, alertness, and endurance. So the rest of the products that we're going to talk about actually talk about your toxin elimination. Our toxins are eliminated from the kidneys, liver, colon, intestines, and skin.
And so we have a fiber booster, and you can add this to your shakes to get in your fiber. It helps you feel full longer. We blend fiber from fruits and vegetables. Goes in anything hot or cold. It's odorless, tasteless, and gritless, so you can hide it in almost any food. And we need at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber every day to help create a sponge for our toxins. Then we have our detox tea blend that can be served hot or cold. It's an herbal blend with milk thistle, supports cleansing and detoxification of your kidneys and your liver, and it has no caffeine in it, so you can have it late at night if you want to. Then we have a 7-day gentle cleanse, and it helps cleanse and detoxify our liver, colon, kidneys, and GI tract. The intestines can hold up to 5 to 25 pounds of waste, so it really triggers that gentle elimination of heavy metals and environmental toxins, and it's done during the 3rd week of the cleanse. And then our Digestion Plus. As Americans, our gut flora is out of whack because of 2 major things: antibiotic use and sugar consumption. Prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes are in this for digestion. Our lower intestine is where up to 80% of our immune system is. The majority of our serotonin is also produced there. And it's responsible for mood, sexual desire, appetite, sleep, and memory. And most skin conditions actually start with the gut. So
super important.
Yes. And then this is a simple kind of example of what your day would look like. You can start your morning with a shake. You can have a snack that's low in the glycemic index and or a fizz stick or your tea. Then you can have a shake for lunch at noon, and then in the evening have another snack. And then at 6 o'clock or so, have your dinner. And you can either have a meal that follows the plan from online that we're going to provide, or you can just have one that follows the guidelines that are shown on here, with half of your plate filled with veggies and the other half split up between your proteins, carbs, and good fats.
So it's super flexible. Okay, here's some before and after pictures, and these are all people that we personally know. This is Jane. She's from Muskogee, Oklahoma, and she lost 25 pounds over 3 months. She was not exercising on this plan, and she says that she's short, so it looks like she really lost 50 pounds, but she did really great. Rebecca, I work with her at the hospital. She lost 65 pounds. I'm not sure the time frame. I think it was around 6 months, but she was actually recovering from a surgery, so I know that she was not being active. But what happens is when people become smaller and they feel better, they do want to become active if they're not active already. Now, these are some athletes that were part of our program. Brooke was a fitness instructor, and she always had kind of struggled. Even, she said, if she lost 5 pounds over the course of a year, like that was a really big deal for her. And she lost 30 pounds. So, and I think that was over, 6 months around that time too. Now, Roman, he's an ultra runner, and that means that they run 100-mile marathons, and he lost 40 pounds. And what's even more cool is that he took 4.5 hours off of his PR. And I know you girls know what PRs are. I'm sure you do. So super important. This is a couple that went through it together from Fort Gibson. So it's really good to go through with your husband as well, or your boyfriend. This is how it works. So Arbonne's very flexible. You can just use the product. If you're not interested in jumping in with both feet and completely changing everything, that's okay. They still have a 45-day money-back guarantee on everything that Arbonne has. The second way is by saving on your set to do the 30-day, and that is the discounted price that you get through Fit Body Bootcamps. It's a 40% off the retail price, so it's a great deal, and you get a free product along with that. Or you can use this to share with your friends and make money if you want to. As a consultant, there are 3 ways that people use their consultant ID numbers. 1, for the additional discount, just for their own personal products. 2, if you want to share with your friends and family to help support your own Arbonne habit. Or 3, to actually make money. And I am going to, and you can use that to save money from another expense, which is your personal care products, because there's so much of the chemicals and things that get absorbed through your skin, like we talked about earlier, that is a very important part. If you're going to be detoxing through your diet, this is super important as well. I'm just going to go through this just because it was a huge misconception that a business like this could actually be lucrative. District manager, the average income is anywhere from $200 to $800, around $1,000 or close to there. And we teach people that join our business how to do that in 1 to 3 months. Area manager is where you actually get to will your business to your family for 3 generations. So this is all part-time work. We're all, doing it 10 to 15 hours a week. And this is an actual asset that you can build. So anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 a month. It took me about 9 months to get to that level. Regional vice president, they give you a Mercedes bonus. You get $800 a month to get whatever white Mercedes you want to. And the average income at that level is anywhere from $4,000 to about $8,000, which that is what allowed me to step away from full-time nursing and to pursue what it is that we're passionate about. National vice president, the average is about $22,000 a month. And the people that we know that are national vice presidents aren't just spending that on themselves. They're using that to really change the world, to do amazing things. So what you want from this is completely up to you. And you can choose. If you just want to do the boot camp and you're just interested in the products, that's completely fine. Just talk to your location manager and they will get you signed up. The second way is if you might be interested in earning your boot camp. There are ways to do that, and we can help you do that, or at least earn it at a considerable discount. And we can help you do that as well. And your 3 is if you might want some more business information on how this could help your family financially and get time freedom back. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.